What's up, guys? This is OTK showing off my Timelord deck. I've seen a lot of builds of this over the years, and this is what I got. By the way, if I haven't mentioned this, this is a Genesis deck, so that's why the choices are a little strange. To start off, 3 Sandy on the Timelord. He is the boss monster, so to speak, but all Timelords are boss monsters. So now let me explain what Timelords are. They can't be destroyed by battle. They can't be destroyed by card effect. Neither me or my opponent takes battle damage from attacks involving this card. They return to the deck during the standby phase, and then they all have some sort of effect if they battled at the end of the battle phase. They can also be normal summoned without tributes, which makes them really, really good. And it makes it kind of like a gadget monarch sort of deck where you summon it, do something, pass. Summon it, do something, pass. Okay, so all the Time Lords have that basic effect. This guy, he's the boss because he's the only one with 4,000 attacks. So although my opponent's not going to take any battle damage, he can run over things. And then at the end of the battle phase, my opponent takes 2,000 points of burn. 3 Time Maiden, she has a lot of effects. It can be used as the tribute summon for a Time Lord. So this one card, you can just tribute summon a Time Lord. Doesn't really come up that often, so it acts as 2 monsters essentially for a normal summon of a Time Lord if you want to have 2 of them on the field at the same time. But let me go over her better effects. So you can special summon her, tribute as a cost to search a Time Lord, right? You can also banish her from the graveyard and then special summon a Time Lord straight from your deck. So a really cool turn 1 play is you normal summon Time Maiden, tribute to search, and then banish. Because you can't special summon the turn you activate the banish effect, you can banish to then special summon a Time Lord from your deck. You've added 1 to the hand, now you've got 1 on the field. Then for the tech options, I've got 1 Medion, 1 Zaphion, and 2 Camion. I think Camion is one of the best Time Lords, but it is probably the slowest. Let me go over them. Medion is a Grand Mole, and my opponent takes 300 points of burn for every card. Zaphion returns spells and traps to the deck, and then Camion is a spell speed 4, and then my opponent takes 500 points of burn. So you can attack into something, nobody takes battle damage, but this returns anything to the deck, spell, monster, trap, whatever. My opponent can't chain to it. So if there's a card that I really need to get off the board, Camion's your guy. Then let's get into the main ones. 3 Mykion. Mykion halves my opponent's life points. 3 Lazion. This is a card that not a lot of Time Lord players play in 3s. He has 2 effects. Let me go over the one that I care about the least. First, when he swings, he returns my opponent's graveyard back to the deck. Cool. All right. Has its uses. But my favorite part about Lazion is that when my opponent draws a card, they take 1,000 points of burn. So if I'm under full los, I'm going to go for Lazion as quickly as possible. They're going to take 1,000 points. Then they draw for turn. They take another 1,000 points. He's also the ultimate turn 1 play because Time Lords need your opponent to have stuff on the board. Back row, usually monsters. Lazion doesn't care about anything. Your opponent's going to draw no matter what. So just summoning Lazion and passing is the ultimate passive play. Then we've got triple Raphion. Raphion is a Ring of Destruction on legs, so I pair that with 3 Jizukiru. The new card that I'm playing, 3 Finis Tiray. This card just speed runs my XYZ strat if I control a level 10 monster, which is pretty much everything so far except Time Maiden, of course. I can special summon it. It has an effect where if this is destroyed, I can target one of my cards and it can't be destroyed by battle or by target card effect. Kind of redundant because all the Time Lords already do that, but it's really nice just having a Time Lord on the field and then special summoning Finis Tiray and immediately going into a rank 10. Really speed runs my strat. I'll show off some of the strategies here in a second. I'm playing 2 Swift Scarecrow. I used to run 3. I really like 3. I have no more room for 3 because I'm running Finis Tiray. Then I've got triple Fulos to keep this deck relevant. The proxy in the deck because I wanted to record this. 3 Pot of Sloth. Again, it keeps bad decks modern. Then I've got 1 Puri Rees. It's a costly card, but allowing me to search for any Time Lord or Time Maiden is pretty insane. I really like Small World, but there's a chance where you can open up all spells, Small World, and Foolos, and then you can't do anything. Pure Reese is always going to be live. There's always something in your deck with 0 attack. Triple Celestial Transformation. Fun fact, this rare is its highest rarity, which is insane. Celestial Transformation lets me special summon a fairy. It halves its attack points, and then it's destroyed at the end phase. I don't care about either of those things. Remember, the only Time Lord with attack points is Sandion, so who cares about their attack points? But this is also a speedrun strat for your OTK. Again, I'll explain that in a second. And then the final points that I'm spending, well, I have 1 card in the side deck, but we've got 3 Lightning Storm. Here's the side deck. 1 Swift Scarecrow, my 3rd one. 2 Lava Golem. 2 Final Bringer of the End Times. This card is great. I target a Time Lord and then anything on their field, and my Time Lord stays, but their thing is destroyed. Heavy Storm, that's the last of my points, with 2 Anti-Magic Arrows. 2 Book of Lunar Eclipse, just to put things away. 2 Breakthrough Skill, and then 3 Grave Digger's Trap Hole. It's Call by the Grave as a trap, slower, and then they take 2,000 points each. Better. Okay, let's go over the extra deck now. 2 Chimera Tech, just cause. 2 Tistina. Tistina is great because it puts sets back into the deck. It just gets them out of the way. 2 Sky Palace, easily my least favorite, but it has its uses. It pops a card, and then my opponent takes 1,000 points of burn. 2 Launcher, it destroys back row. So we've got sets, monsters, and back row hate. And then the OTK, Triple Gustav Max. Again, I've said it probably 30 times, but I will show the OTK off in just a second, but this is it. I'm also playing 2 Gustav Rocket. This card has gotten a lot better with Finis Terrae because this is kind of like a Divine Wrath, but they take 1,000 points of burn. You're noticing a theme here. So I can just Xyz into Gustav and then stay on this guy. And then finally, 2 Lieb. Lieb's fine. It's just a big beat stick. That's it. You don't really need it, but it's fine. Okay, so let's go over the deck. So let's just say we have these 2 cards. It really doesn't matter. Any Time Lord and Finis Terrae. So, well, you know, let's use a real example. Let's use Sandion. Okay, so you summon Sandion. You swing, you kill their monster, they take 2,000 points of burn. Main phase 2, special summon Finis Terrae, overlay into Gustav Max, they take another 2,000 points of burn. Then you could discard a card and then overlay into Gustav Rocket. Okay, so now you can negate monster effects, they take another 1,000 points of burn, whatever. So there you go, they take 4,000 points. Here's a better example. Mykion, same combo. Mykion, they have my opponent's life points. They're now at 4,000. Finis Terrae into Gustav. Detach. Now my opponent's at 2,000. Then I can go for Rocket. If they activate a monster effect, they take another 1,000. And then suddenly Lazion comes in clutch because they only have 1,000 points of life left. But obviously my favorite combo is Mykion, have my opponent's life points, Celestial Transformation into another Mykion. Now they're at 2,000, and then of course Gustav Max. So there are a lot of 2-card combos. There's the 3-card combo, but instead of Celestial Transformation, you know, Finis Terrae really comes into the spotlight here, but you really need that Celestial Transformation to go for that OTK. Otherwise, you're just going to leave them at a little bit of burn, which again, that's why Lazion is it's so important. But yeah, that's the deck. There you go.